Louis Gill this weekend on Kern County In Depth.
Louis Gill's entry into the 23rd Congressional District race might have some local Democrats excited, maybe some Republicans too, but history is not on his side. How does a political newcomer like Gill, how does anybody defeat such a well-entrenched national figure as Kevin McCarthy? Well, here's a checklist of sorts, courtesy of 17's Robert Price.
The 23rd Congressional District battlefield is strewn with the bodies of the vanquished, and there are many from Kevin McCarthy's 8 runs for Congress. He's never lost an election, 11 straight, not including primaries, 2 of them for state assembly, and some by margins that would make Stalin proud. Among the vanquished, Terry Phillips, Wendy Reed, and Tatiana Mata. But since 2014, his margins of victory have been smaller and smaller. If you can call 2020's margin over Kim Mangon 62% small, why have they all been so decisive? That's what supporters of the latest slate of McCarthy challengers, Bruno Amato, Marisa Wood, and the newly declared presumptive favorite among those Democrats, Louis Gill, should want to know. McCarthy usually reads political trends well. As the Republican Party has moved to the right, McCarthy has moved with it, even if it means abandoning the gravitational pull of his one-time mentor, Bill Thomas, the man to whom he probably owes his career. Few of the challengers have had meaningful connections with the district's primary population center, Bakersfield. Gill has no such obstacle. Like McCarthy, he's Bakersfield born and raised. And the most crucial, campaign spending has been absurdly lopsided. Mangon raised $1.7 million in her quest to unseat McCarthy last year, more than all of McCarthy's previous opponents combined. McCarthy raised $27 million, 16 times Mangon's haul. Why the disparity? Because the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee have largely opted not to waste their money on what they see as an unwinnable race against an entrenched incumbent. But is it unwinnable now? Gill makes a good case that it's not. As CSU Bakersfield political science professor Janine Craybill points out, Gill, alone among the latest McCarthy challengers, has some advantages of his own.
McCarthy is the one with a record to defend, and over the last year, he has really taken a lot of criticism in his district by both Trump supporters, which I think is interesting, and people that oppose him, where Louis comes in with a clean slate. And I think what is interesting about Louis Gill is that he's Big Ten. He is Big Ten. I'd be hard-pressed to find someone that can tell me something negative about Louis Gill.
California has a so-called top 2 primary. The top 2 vote-getters, regardless of party affiliation or margin of victory, advance to the November general. One of the 2, barring the bizarre, will be McCarthy. If Kevin McCarthy gets less than 60% of the vote in the June primary, look for the DCCC to be willing to throw money at this race. And Louis Gill seems like the one most likely to get it. In downtown Bakersfield, Robert Price, 17 News.
Well, in his campaign video, Louis Gill accuses Congressman McCarthy of not serving the needs of his district. And that is the subject of tonight's 17 Interactive Feedback Poll. And the question for you, has Congressman McCarthy lost touch with the district he represents? Call or send us a text to 888-4617. Press 1 if you